Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. We've got 3 decks for you, custom cards, listener questions, so much more. Let's jump right into deck number 1. We're going to talk about the number 2 deck in Snap, Lamby Thanos, and we're going to start with our new friend, Obelisk. Obelisk is a new Twitch streamer that we're showing some love to. He built this really cool Elsa bounce deck. It is built along the lines of playing Elsa, playing a bunch of 1-drops, and being able to go really wide, having Hope for extra power, having Blue Marvel to buff the whole board. It's a really cool list, really powerful list. Our friend .geo has a version of this that we'll talk about tomorrow, but I want to show some love to Obelisk version. I think that Elsa is right back in the meta with her rework as of yesterday. Now she is a 3/3 that gives +2 whenever you fill any location. If you missed yesterday's patch, make sure you check out yesterday's patch video where I break down all the changes. This is our Elsa deck for the day. We're calling it Elsa 2.0. All right, you can find Obelisk on twitch.tv/I am Obelisk, and the E in Obelisk is 3. Go check him out. He's brand frickin' new. Show some love. Tell him I sent you. He should be streaming relatively soon. Just keep an eye out for him. You won't regret it. Really nice person. All right, so Hitmonkey and Kitty are required as far as high series stuff, and this is built specifically for Elsa and Hope. Please, if you can at all afford it, buy Hope Summers. Hope Summers is the kind of card that you are going to spend the next 4 months regretting not having if you don't buy her. Think Ms. Marvel. And Mobius can be Rogue or Dazzler. Mobius is like a damn near meta requirement right now, but like that doesn't mean you can't play without him. It just means you're disadvantaged without it. Elsa and Hope are required. Hitmonkey and Kitty are required, though. So this is over 60% in Infinite thus far. It's been really good. Turn 1 is Kitty or Bast, and you're trying to save Bast for Mysterios in hand where possible. Turn 2, Angela is better than Kitty. Hope over Elsa over Mobius for turn 3. And once you've got Hope, you're trying to play a bunch of stuff into Hope and Elsa and bounce where possible. You bounce Kitty automatically, and you bounce with Bishop. Yes, you can bounce back Hope Summers here and replay her for 2 and get a bunch of energy. You should have enough energy that that's not a huge deal, but if not, play some stuff on Hope, like play your Kitty on Hope since she'll return herself, and then play some stuff elsewhere to bounce it back with Beast. Turn 5, Blue Marvel, or do the same thing as turn 4. You can also Blue Marvel and play a couple of your bounce things. Remember that you will have 6 energy on the last turn of the game, and Mysterio and Hitmonkey are eating up 5, so Mysterio, Hitmonkey, Kitty is generally speaking what you want to be doing to end the game. If you end up foregoing Blue Marvel and you've bounced stuff on turn 5, though, you can really make that Hitmonkey huge and sing, which is, not always worth it, but often worth it. And that Mysterio is often 9 power, and if it's filling lanes, it's often Doctor Doom. It's 15 power. And then that's going to make your Hitmonkey 4, 6, 8 power right there. And if you can play that one, you now have a 10 power Hitmonkey on top of that as well. 11 if you basted that Hitmonkey. So it's really strong and worth playing. I think you'll really enjoy this deck. And I have thus far really enjoyed this deck. This is also a beautiful, very hip-filled deck with all of 2 non-hip cards in it. All we have are Angela and Hope. So Angela's got a hip that's Data Mind. I hope it comes out soon. All right. Please hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment. We bring you new Marvel Snap content 7 days a week. Every weekday, and very often Sundays, we bring you at least 3 new decks. We cover tournaments. We do custom cards. We go over bundles. We're going to go over at the end of this video, instead of looking at my shop, because there's nothing in my shop, we're going to talk about the Gold Pass. We cover all things Marvel Snap faster than anyone, more comprehensively than anyone. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe, and to my long-term subscribers, please continue to watch as much of the videos as you have time for. The longer you watch, the more it helps us, and we greatly appreciate it. Along with your subs and comments, it's how we're growing. We are 500 away for 10,000. Let's see if we can get there by the end of March. That would be amazing. All right. 1977 Bast wonders what the big deal is about Boomer Snapping. Boomer Snapping is when you snap at the end of turn 5. Now, Boomer Snapping is not as bad as people make it out to be. Good? People generally Boomer Snap when they feel like it is inevitable that they win, when they know they have their exact combo and they feel like they cannot be beat. Now, the problem with this is, by snapping at the end of turn 5, you are having your winnings, right? What your opponent should do 90% of the time when you snap on turn 5 is run. Everyone doesn't. People are not machines and they don't play automatically like machines. But people should, when you make this play, run every single time. Now, or almost every single time, unless they know exactly what you're going to do and have a direct answer. So if they know what you're going to do and have a correct answer, you just chose to lose 4 cubes instead of 2. That's bad. If they appropriately retreat, you won 1 cube instead of 2. That's bad. Doing boomer snapping is fundamentally like going into your next game. It's like going into your next game and immediately retreating. That's what you did. You said instead of 2 cubes, I'm going to have 1 cube. So you are net even on cubes with that. Or you're net plus 1 cube instead of net plus 2 cubes. Good. That is bad. Generally speaking. There are times when I like boomer snapping. There are times when my opponent's emoting me a lot, when they're clearly cocky, when they're being obnoxious. I'll occasionally boomer snap there because I know they're going to stay in, right? But generally speaking, I'd rather not. SD, Don't Be Evil, wants to know my favorite video game music. And this is so a nostalgia pick. I'm aware that this is a nostalgia pick. Don't judge me too hard. It's Final Fantasy VI. I absolutely adore the music in Final Fantasy VI. It's my favorite Uematsu soundtrack. I like 9, I like 7, but I adore 6. All the individual character themes are just bangers. They fit the characters so perfectly well, and I think that's what I like most about it. It's also my second favorite Final Fantasy battle music after 9. Fire Troll as my top 5 MCU movies. All right, I refuse to plan for this in advance. So I'm going to say Infinity War, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, Winter Soldier. Infinity War, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, Winter Soldier. First Avengers. That's where I'm going with those 5. Those 5 I think are absolutely stellar. They completely work for me in basically every way. I'd like to get Guardians 1 on there, but I don't love Guardians 2 or 3 or anything Guardians do thereafter, so it's harder for me to put it on there because so much of what came after like sort of lowers my enjoyment. But other than that, yeah, those are my 5. Let me know what yours are in the comments if you're interested. Also, I've been asking people to watch for longer, and some people seem to have taken that as a personal affront. Hey, if you're busy or you don't want to, this isn't like a requirement. I'm not telling you you must. I'm asking for help. If there's a segment you don't like, if you don't like questions, if you don't like the hip segment, you don't have to watch it just because. Please skip it. I'm not asking you to do anything you don't want. I'm trying to do fundamentally what is a variety show. I want to have the most comprehensive content, which means every single segment, every single bit of everything isn't going to be for everyone. I'm not really, like, by asking you to watch more, what I'm saying is the people who literally go video 1, video 2, video deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and then just walk away, that makes me a little sad. A lot of work goes into this. But outside of that, like, watch as much as you're comfortable. It will help me if you can watch more. You're not required. Please don't be so angry about it. It's cool, I promise. Cool? If you'd like your questions read out in tomorrow's video, leave one in the comments. All right, Dr. Stink Fartson. I don't know, man. I didn't name him. He goes by Baby. He's one of KM's friends. I actually got this list from KM's weekend video, so you can find it. Full props to KM. Mr. Baby does not stream, as far as I'm aware, but this is the current number 2 deck in Marvel Snap. This is based off a Silky Smooth deck, but it basically cuts all the move cards but Spider-Man. And Miles, I guess, and Kitty. And Jeff, I guess, is a move card, but like not really. Jeff and Vision are move cards, but they're just good stuff cards, right? And it says, I'm going to run all the good stuff and a couple 6s. What this looks like more than anything is a good stuff deck, right? Like this is saying, I'm going to play a bunch of the best tempo things I can and say, stop me. And apparently it's good enough to get the current number 2 rank on Marvel Snap Infinite Ladder. So, hey, I figured it was worth sharing given that case. This is built for Kitty and Hope. You can try Nightcrawler for Jeff. This is way worse. Professor X is all over the place in Thanos decks, and having Jeff gives you an extra reach there. You can try Omega Red for Ms. Marvel. It's obviously worse. That's why Ms. Marvel's in the first place, but it's a doable change. And Elsa or Polaris, not Essa, Elsa or Polaris can be Gladiator if that is the way you would like to go with it. Gladiator's extra 3 freaking power is obviously better again, but you can do other things there to make up for that. So this is number 2 on Infinite Leaderboard. Turn 1, Kitty. Turn 2, Kitty over Jeff. Turn 3, Hope, generally better than Gladiator. And you want to play these cards mid, because if you're going to Spidey, you don't know Spidey's going to go left or right, and you have Ms. Marvel in the deck. And if you play Hope or Gladiator left or right, and then you Spidey, and he ends up in, like, you have to end up Spideying mid, right? And he ends up left or right. Now you have a problem. Good. Basically, you want to play Spidey into Hope, though, and you want to play Kitty into Hope. And now you have on turn 5, 7 energy, which is enough for Kitty into 6 if you want to. You can also just drop Ms. Marvel perfectly fine, or Gladiator and Kitty or whatever. You have plenty of options. Then you want to go Vision plus Kitty, Miles, or Jeff. Miles, if you played that Spider-Man and got the move, is really good to get out here. I really like when you get 7 energy here. Vision, Kitty, and Miles, I think, is a really, really strong turn 5. Vision and Jeff is less strong, but still very good turn 5. Or you can do a 6 and either Kitty or Miles. I would generally get Miles out here if you're not sure you're going to get another move. And then finally, we have Doom or Magneto plus Kitty. Or you can go Kitty, Ms. Marvel, or Kitty plus Ms. Marvel or Shang, and that works pretty damn well too. Cool. This is a lot of power. It's a really, really powerful deck that needs to be seeing more play because it doesn't have a terrible matchup into Thanos, and like everything has a bad matchup into Thanos right now. If you're not aware, Mockingbird was silly. We're going to talk about Thanos in 1 minute, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but this is a beautiful and powerful deck. It's worth trying out. It's expensive, but not, I don't think, prohibitively expensive, as long as you have Hope and Ms. Marvel, and you should probably have Kitty, because Kitty was the best card in the game for a really long time. Kitty's about to be one of the best cards in the game again, just because Hope and Elsa are 2 of the best cards, and they synergize amazingly with Kitty Pryde. Cool. Let's go on. Our custom card challenge of the week was synergy with both the Avengers and X-Men for the Avengers vs. X-Men season. And this happened on the Drewberry Discord. It was due at this Monday. So we have 2 winners. Our first winner is Leo Chase, the Mythmaster. Leo Chase has this wonderful Giant Man, which he makes a 3/7. Ongoing cards may not be added to this side of the location, which means that, like, unlike Ebony Maw, he's going to stop Doctor Doom. He's going to stop, I don't know, all the shenanigans that would add cards, which is, like, bad, right? That's definitely a negative, but what I like about it is it sort of mirrors Miniaturized Lab, and this is Hank Pym, who has a Miniaturized Lab. I know that's silly, but it made me really happy. But he can still be the 4th card you play at a location just fine, and he's going to work really well with War Machine. He's going to be fine in a junk deck, just because 3/7 is a lot of stats, and when you don't want shenanigans like messing up your board, he should be reasonably good for that as well. Finally, like Surfer, you go Brood in the lane, then you play him, you're pretty damn happy. He's got enough power to be worth it. Is he worth the downside? Close with War Machine? Yes, I think so. Hope and War Machine in particular? Yes, I think so. But outside of that, no, probably not. But like, I think he's a cool design that I like a lot. Plus, I've always liked the Giant Man costume. My favorite card of the week is from Longbones. This is a 4/0 for each card you played at reduced cost plus 2 power. So he's fundamentally a I don't know, let's say a Mobius for reduced costs. Excuse me. He is hard-ass countered by Mobius. He's countered by Enchantress, but he works with cards like Pixie and Mockingbird really, really well. Mockingbird gets cheaper. Pixie makes any cards cheaper, and Captain Britain gets plus 2 power for each as an ongoing, so if, like, that stops, great. Zabu, Loki, Sarah, Quinjet, all the cards that, like, are static are really good. Sarah in particular, or Loki in particular, if you can play 4 or 5 cards, you've now got like a 4/8, 4/10. Good with Elysium and Titan. There's other locations, but those are the first 2 that came to mind. She-Hulk and Death. Black Swan and Beast, if you can play like 5 or 6 ones, you can make him a 4/12 relatively easily. That's original Darkhawk level power. You can Bast him. If you Bast him, he's going to start at 3, which is just amazing. Or you can play Ravonna with him, and then, like, Ravonna's going to make him a 3 whatever with the bonus, right? Like, Zabu would make him a 3 whatever with the bonus. Plus, that bonus is going to then extend to any other cards you play with Ravonna, right? So he gets played for cheaper. That should actually make him a 3/2 at that point. And then any other cards you play with the Ravonna discount also get that extra plus 2. That works with Zabu as well. And since we're talking Zabu and Ravonna in the same deck, guess what? This works really, really well with Mr. Negative. And he is easy to counter, but he's a very, very cool card. I would love it if they printed this card. This is very cool. All right, we've got 2 variants for the card as well. I am partial to the one with the, like, energy hitting the chest, but both of these are great. The Captain Britain uniform is just absolutely stellar. Huge props to Longbones and, name escapes me, Leo Chase, the Mythmaster. They will be entered at the end of the month into a lottery for a giveaway of a season pass. Basically, each person who wins, 2 people win a week for this, and each person that wins gets entered into the giveaway. I run a random number generator. One of them gets a season pass. Someone named it The Artist got it last month. So our keyword for this next week is choice. We've got Women's Month and the Women of Marvel as our theme here. Cool. March is Women's Month. I wish I thought of this last month so I could do Black History Month, but March is Women's Month. Your job is to make a card that is a woman, a Marvel woman. Good. Pick one that's not in the game, make a really cool card for it, and you can win for the week. If you'd like to participate, check out Drewberry's Discord. It's in the description of this and every video. And if you'd like to make custom cards, check snaptracker.me/custom. This is due 3/18. It's also worth reminding everybody that on this week's Snap Judgments, which release Saturday on this very channel, Drewberry and Prashawn will be joining Roy and I. And what we will do is we had a custom card challenge where their job was to fix a card that is bad in Marvel Snap. We're going to review like 5 or 6 of them on the podcast, and then we're also going to look at all the data mines and all the new cards and all that cool stuff as well. So if you would like to check that out, that will be releasing Saturday here on this channel, where myself, Drewberry, and Prashawn, the 3 people who do custom card challenges, will be interacting and picking a custom card winner who I will be giving a season pass. Again, that contest is now ended, but if you're interested in it, check out, as always, Drewberry's Discord. All right, we also finally have Mocking Thanos. Lamby played this and thinks this is completely broken. He thinks this is probably the best deck since original Loki, as per his explanation. Now, what he did is he took the Italian deck and then he took out Magneto and put in Mockingbird. Mockingbird is completely stupid in Thanos. It's an incredible card. It's better than Cull for Thanos, and Cull is a mandatory card in Thanos. Cool? So, Lamby series is a good player, fantastic. Just needs to work on card placement, location, snapping, retreating, cube management, bluff snaps, soul reads, playing from behind, playing from ahead, spotting variants, buying bundles, Phoenix Force, winning cubes, and getting a girlfriend. So, given all that, let's cover Macdonaldinho deck instead. Macdonaldinho has a much cooler Thanos deck, and if you know, you know. All right, this is Macdonaldinho's Stats Thanos. Cool. This is a fairly similar build. A lot of the cards are the same. We've got a Dr. Octopus here because if you can get that Dr. Octopus going on turn 4, it is so freaking strong to just Doc Ock their stuff, get all their big stuff out, and shung them in the face. Gladiator says, let's drop some stats. Mockingbird says, let's drop some stats. This is the stats version of Thanos. It's got a fairly similar top row, right? Except it runs Gladiator. And then the bottom row, it's got a Dr. Octopus. So it's just different enough, just spicy enough to feel different. And it makes you feel big, like you're playing big stuff that punches people in the face. It's a very cool list. Check out Lamby on twitch.tv/Lamby series. He's still the GOAT. Check Monday's video for how to play the Lamby deck. It is not different to play with and without Magneto in any real meaningful way. The Italians took it to the top of the World Championships. The World Championship Tournament video, which came out Monday, has a full play guide for that deck. As far as the deck we're actually talking about here, Thanos, Blob, Hope, and Cull are required. Do the older versions if you don't have Mockingbird. Literally just replace Mockingbird with Magneto and have a great day. Jeff and Mobius are how you beat Loki. Other Thanos with Professor X and Mockingbird. So like you need Jeff and Mobius. Mobius stops opposing Mockingbird. Jeff helps you beat opposing Professor X. Without both of those, you're dead in the water. Loki's a really hard matchup if you don't run Mobius. Please run them. You can still cut them. You can still run Kyra if you're more scared of Shang-Chi than those. Your pocket meta is your pocket meta. But for me, those are the key cards. You'll be fine. For Gladiator, I'd try Spider-Man. I actually think Spider-Man's reasonably good anytime you're running Hope Summers. Cool. As far as I think this goes, if you want Thanos, Thanos is getting more and more expensive. Because I think every Thanos deck needs Thanos, Blob, Hope, and Cull. And also is going to need Mockingbird. And, and I think they borderline all need Jeff as well, which would be 7 Series 5. I think those are all Series 5 cards that are all really, really needed for Thanos, which makes Thanos not only the best deck, but the most expensive. That sucks. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Macdonaldinho is a bro. So turn 1, draw rocks. Turn 2, draw rocks is better than Jeff generally. Psylocke if you have a stone on 1 and Cull in hand, or Psylocke if you have Hope in hand and a stone. Turn 3, Hope is generally better than Mockingbird, is generally better than Psylocke, is generally better than Mobius. is generally equal to Gladiator. The reason I like dropping Mockingbird so high on 3 is not that she's better than Psylocke, it's that if 3 is the first term that the Coulson. Sorry, Mobius. I don't know why I keep calling Mobius Coulson lately. It's in my head and now I can't stop doing it. So it's the soonest most opponents can drop Mobius, which would then ruin your life. So Mobius is absolutely stellar and an actually hugely important card here. Mobius is suddenly goes up the priority chart if you're playing a Mr. Negative, if you're playing against a Loki, so on and so forth. Turn 4, Call on Hope. If you can do that plus a 1, that'd be awesome. Or you can drop a 5-drop, Dr. Octopus or Vision, or you can drop Mockingbird. Now, it's important to note here that Mockingbird is again trying to get out here if possible, because when you can get her out here, you are again trying to avoid opposing Mobius if you're playing a deck that could run it. Turn 5, Blob, or you just do what you would do on turn 4. And turn 6 is Shang plus Mockingbird or Blob. And step 7 is Emote. You must emote for this deck. It's a requirement according to the bro. So the emote should be the Cosmo emote. It'll eventually be the Jeff emote, but that's not out yet. So it should be the Cosmo Hip emote. If you don't have the Cosmo Hip emote, go get it. You're required to do it if you're playing this deck. Cool. Real quick, once again, Mockingbird is a requirement. Mockingbird is one of the best cards in Marvel Snap. Go get it. All right, Macdonaldinho host stats. Thanos. Final look at the deck. This is an incredibly strong build. It forgoes a lot of the extra like fun stuff in the other versions to say, I'm gonna punch you in the face by playing more big things. More big things good. Dr. Octopus especially is hilarious in a deck that's running Shang-Chi when all the counter decks have cut Kyra. Because if you Dr. Octopus and you get a Blob, a Thanos, and a Magneto, then you just drop Shang and you giggle. Cool. Especially if you can do that Doc Ock on turn 4, because then you can do Doc Ock, Shang, and then still drop your own damn Blob. Finally, we're going to end today by talking about the 30-day Gold Pass. This is one of the best deals that has ever existed in Marvel Snap. There's no two ways about it. If you are playing Marvel Snap, then you should get this Gold Pass if you care about getting all the cards. Now, they have seemingly gotten rid of Series 4 cards. When they had Series 4 cards releasing once a month, it was possible just the Season Pass to basically get every card. That's not the case anymore, right? The case is now you're probably going to have to buy the Gold Pass. Yes, they increased the get every card from just $10 a month to about $15 a month. There aren't great gold bundles right now. I would assume they're going to release some great gold bundles because otherwise releasing the Gold Pass is really dumb. But you can basically do it by using this to get an extra Token Tuesday a month and be more or less fine. So I think that this is 100% worth it. This is way better than almost any other way to get gold. This is one of the top 5 deals they've ever given us in Marvel Snap. Number 1 is literally every month Season Pass. Number 2 is the $2 bundle they gave us that one time. That was great. And I think this is like either number 3 or number 4 right there. One of the best deals in Marvel Snap. This is fundamentally Netflix raising their prices. They're saying if you want to keep playing this game for 1 billion hours and you want every card, give us a little more money. That said, you should be able to still skip enough cards to be totally fine. Last week, if you didn't get Pixie, tell me right now, this week, at the start of this week, are you really missing Pixie that much? No. Just like if you miss Cannonball, who I think is going to be great, you'll be okay. He's not going to be the whole meta. You should get Mockingbird. You should buy Hope, you should get Mockingbird, and then you should strongly consider War Machine. That's 3 cards this month. If you buy just the Season Pass, you're still probably fine getting just those 3 cards this month. Those other 2 cards you can pass until they're in a double Spotlight Cash with something else you want. Get it? Got it? Good. Certain cheers of support come with on-air thanks from me. These are our Patreon's $10 supporters. As my cat decides it's time for dinner. We've got Abigail Giesland, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Father Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jay Nevery, J. D. Macdonaldinho, hey! Akila Platino, Caretix Lee, Coy Ray, KCH, Doku, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, Robert Reverend, The Bizza, Jay Bussy, X-Force V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Models, Lou Antunes, Matt Conduit, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, Snowflex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, Tucker, The Pirate King, The Homie Min, and of course, Tournament King, Gunny T, where the T is not for tournament, but it damn well should be. Today's decks are awesome. You should try them. You should also get Mockingbird. I haven't felt this strongly about a card in quite a while. Hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment. If you're interested in doing more, check out the Patreon. It gives you access to our exclusive tournaments, including King of the Hill random like nightly tournaments, our larger Snap League, and then we have a real big 2-day tournament coming next month. Don't miss out. We'll see you tomorrow for, as always, another Snap Take. Peace, y'all.